Hello, this is Christophe Clement from EFI, and today I'd like to talk about Mark Direct Cross Media version 8.2, especially about quite a cool new feature. It's called the Event Selector. It's a new extension item which we see here. After I have created a new empty campaign, nothing in preparation here, just select the theme of Pinrino in that case, and here we go. So when I take this item, which allows me to build an event registration page quite with ease. When I drag this to the tree, it gives it quite a massive appearance here. So it has a couple of items in a subtree, and these items most of them are already here. You see them also as extension items, so you can use them separately. But for the absolute simple, easy use, I would really propose just take the big one, put it in, and it will do exactly what you want. When we scroll down, you see it shows a headline here. Select the sessions you want to join. We see a date, and we do see one event. Because we only see one event, because we are not in the data preview mode. That's quite important. You have to enter the data preview mode, and then you will see all the events that are available. And they're all around cooking, all workshops, some lectures. And they happen on 2 days. So one happens on the 2nd of November, a couple of events or sessions happening on the 3rd of November. So they are pretty nicely here set apart. And as well, they have certain time slots. So some happens between 3 and 4, some between 3:30 and 4:30 and so on. So that's what we see. The data is coming for that list of the events you can select from. The data is coming from a data relation. After using the event item the first time, we will find in the database tab the event session data relation, which is actually a new table created on the account and pulled to the campaign, which gives you a list of the events which people are able to book. So we got all the 7 in here, and we got the start time and the end time. So let's say we change the start time from that event from 15:30 to 1500 and the end time to 1600, so that it happens exactly at the same time like the number 1 here, the Hone Your Knife Skills, same time like the Comforts of Praising. So if we are going back to the page and we reload here our design, we see that now these two are grouped. So the system automatically cares for that, which is pretty cool. You just do the data work and you get the reflection here automatically. And it's doing much more, because since we have this list here, we now can start selecting events. And whoops, when I select number 1 here, Hone Your Knife Skill, it automatically gives me an indicator that this thing is an overlap, so I can't select the Comforts of Praising at the same time. I have to decide. Either I want to go to number 1 or number 2 here. Same with the roasting. That has an overlap here. It goes until 7:30, but this starts at 5. So we got an overlap. So we can't book both of them. And yeah, and we have next time where we can actually book another session, which is the homemade pasta. And when I click on this, it gives me a limit here. So I can't select this one. I only can select this one. That's because they are all 3 workshops. That's all quite simple, because in the database, you got a column, and this column is called category. So, and we see that all the 3 workshops on day number 2 belong to category workshop number 2. So going back here, we see they're all workshop number 2, and workshop number 2 allows us only to book 1 session. So when I change this to 2, and then in the same moment, when I go back here, I can book 2 of them before the limit appears. Yeah, basically that's how easy it is. So we select a couple of events, and later on we press on confirm selection. And what we see here on top, and you see it's a little bit not so good to read. It says 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to confirm your booking. And this actually indicates the time your system has reserved these seats. So when I wait longer than 9 minutes now, it will actually free the seats again, and I have to select again if they are still free. Because if someone else is going and booking that in the same moment, they will be not free anymore, and I will be not able to book them. This is what you can, by the way, steer as well in the database. Because here you got the seats that a seminar has, and you see the number of booked seats, which already booked by some other users. Let me go back. So we got this, and we see that this is not very good to read. So let's have a look in the tree. In the tree, we got the header here. The header is the thing which is actually on top of the seminars, and the footer here, which you'd see down here, it's actually the footer over here as well. The stuff that is just only showing one. So the button of confirm selection is in the header and the footer to make it easier. So when we go to the header and we click on this text frame, we see that this is please select the session you want. This is what we don't see anymore because we already have selected the session. And now we have here the countdown with some cool syntax, which is all predefined, but allows you very flexibly to edit all the text, all the way you deal with data and you show data. So it's completely flexible. You're not tied to any kind of design. And this is what I do now. I go here and change this text to, let's say, main bold. So when I select the session here, you see it's now much better to read. And that's by the way, how all these things work. It's just containers with standard layout properties. So when we go on, for example, on the header property here, we see it has a background color. So when we change this to a dark gray, it is actually changing that one. So layout wise, it's the same flexibility that you are used from version 8 designs here. And it's of course all responsive and it adjusts to that. It's interactive. It gives you more details when you click on the image or on the arrow. So you can actually have more details text underneath it to extend this. Here we have how many minutes a selected but not confirmed seminar booking is reserved. So we could also put this to 1. When I click here, it then only gives me 50 seconds to confirm my booking, which is pretty less. And we got auto load sessions. We come to that. So all 4 seconds the system is looking in the back end if something has changed. This is quite important if you have multiple people on the site who are actually registering for the same seminars. So we can now provide that 2 person can actually book them, and I will show you that as well. And that's basically it. So let's preview and open the page in the browser. Here we go. We can select a couple of events, confirm our selection, and we got thanks for subscribing. When we go back and reload, these are already our bookings, but we can still unselect them, and then we get still only 3 minutes until we need to commit our new change. So people can actually change the booking. So I have opened the same page from 2 different users. So one user hasn't booked something at all, and the other user has booked quite a lot of stuff. So whenever someone selects a seminar here, it actually it's getting actually updated on the other user as well, which is really handy. So even if you have the window open and something is not available anymore, you see it immediately. So when I click it here as well, then we see we got only 2 of 4 seats left now for both of them. And again, I need to confirm the selection, because if I don't confirm and the 2 minutes are over, the seats are free for everybody else automatically. So that's about the event booking tool. I think it's extremely powerful. I hope you have lots of fun with it and you can build amazing applications for your clients. And see you next time. Bye.